from TIG Studios Birmingham.
Whoa! Stop there!
Why? I thought afternoon tea is the first video of the month, isn't it?
Yes, you're right, but I haven't written the script yet.
Why not?
Well, because I've had my life consumed by this. Space. The final frontier. These are the stories of several races. Their continuing mission to seek out new life and new civilizations. To live in harmony or conquer all. To boldly go where no one has gone before. To become the master of Orion. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show. This is T-Bone logging in with a preview of Master of Orion, a reboot of the 1993 classic 4X strategy game originally published by Microprose on the Commodore Amiga.
So, who are you, and what have you done with the real T-Bone? Where's afternoon tea? Where's World of Tanks? What the hell is going on?
Okay, alright, calm down everyone, it is still me. Remember, this channel is supposed to be about strategy and simulation, right? Not only that, this game is developed by Wargaming, but unlike World of Tanks, at least you don't have the chance of a losing streak no matter how hard you carry. For those of you who have played games like Civilization, 4X strategy is familiar to you, but for those of you who aren't, then I'll explain. Alan Emmerich is credited with creating the term when previewing the original Master of Orion in 1993. It was an abbreviation of Explore, Expand, Exploit and
Exterminate!
Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that now. Where was I? Oh yes. So this reboot of the franchise is a departure from Wargaming's World of series. If you're thinking Civilization in space, then you've got the right idea. Don't be put off the complexities of a 4X, as this one is straightforward to pick up and learn as you go along. The object of the game is reflected by the abbreviation, but that doesn't mean that you have to do all 4 to win. Dragging a game 23 years old kicking and screaming into the 21st century is no mean feat. Graphically, it has been completely overhauled with an extensive tech tree. Performance-wise, it runs like an absolute train, even on maximum settings, if only World of Tanks was this well optimised. Although the settings are a little Spartan, I would like to see a few more graphics options. As for the sound in this game, the music is suitably grandiose, with shades of Star Trek in there for good measure. Speaking of which, the voice acting has some serious credentials. 3 actors from the Star Trek franchise make an appearance in the game. John Delancey, well known as Q to any Trekkie, plays the president for the human race. Michael Dorn, who played Lieutenant Worf in The Next Generation and appeared on DS9, narrates the game. Dwight Schultz, who is known as Lieutenant Barclay in Star Trek, and Murdoch in the original A-Team, is the voice of the lead anchor for GNN.
It is a dog-eat-dog galaxy out there as the Mershan Pride battle against the Sakra Brood for control of the galaxy.
However, in Dwight's case, is it me, or is he trying to do an impression of Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard, albeit robotically? Mark Hamill, yes, as in Luke Skywalker, plays the Alkari leader. While most of the voice acting is great in this game, some of it is decidedly annoying, especially some of the advisors you get depending upon which race you choose. And the GNN sections are so stilted, you need a glass of port to accompany them with. At the start of the game, you choose a race to play, each of which has its own narration and cutscene. Depending upon which one you choose is going to give you specific benefits. The human race are expert diplomats, while the Cylons, no, not from Battlestar Galactica, the Cylons have bonuses in developing technology. You start the game at your homeworld with a very small fleet of 2 scouts and a frigate, with little developed on your home world. So the first task is to explore the galaxy with your scouts, while keeping your frigate close to home if you can. There are pirates in the game which can be a menace until you have the forces to wipe them out. Developing your planets is important in key areas: food, production, economy, research and defense. You can queue up a build order and potentially speed up the build by using credits. So a strong economy is an advantage. You can affect the morale of the populace by changing taxes and building structures to improve morale, which is something you have to bear in mind. How you prioritise things is entirely up to you. Which leads us onto the second objective: expansion. As you explore the galaxy, you can build colony ships and colonise worlds. Depending upon the planet, they may give bonuses to production, research or your economy. Be careful where you expand to though, as it may cause diplomatic tensions with other races if you colonise worlds too close to their own. Speaking of diplomacy, this is implemented into the game, giving you the chance to build embassies, make trade agreements, share charts and technologies, as well as request colony cessation, build an alliance or declare war, either with the race you're meeting or on a different one. Each of these are accessible depending on what has already been agreed and what you have researched. This is where exploitation can come in to a certain degree. For example, you can ask the Alkari to go to war with the Mershan and not get involved in the fight yourself, or agree to one thing and completely do the opposite. You will find that trying to keep the peace with every race is very difficult, as building up allegiances with one society can cause conflict with another. As you continue to explore the galaxy, you will come across anomalies. At the moment, these can give you additional technology that you haven't researched or additional credits. As the game develops, I can see the opportunity to find anomalies that have a negative effect. You will find space monsters as well, guarding more fertile worlds, which you have to defeat. This leads us nicely to the game's title. Orion is a great planet to colonise, but there is a catch. It is defended by a Guardian that is very strong and needs an armada of ships to beat. So depending on what you develop, this is a mid to late game objective. As for the battles, well, they can either be auto-resolved or you can go into a tactical view. This gives you the choice of controlling your forces to a certain degree, but I would like to see this become more of a real-time strategy in this regard. You do have the option for the AI to take control and watch the battle play out either in tactical view or cinematically. This is the area that does need to be fleshed out in my opinion, giving you more tactical options to control the fleet. At the moment, the AI of the various races isn't particularly challenging, but I'm sure harder difficulty levels will come into the game. It still makes the game fun to play, but I would like to see more unique technologies and ships enter the game for each race. So this is an example of a game that's about 300 turns in and gives you an idea of the management tasks you have to do. Mainly you'll be looking at build orders, deciding where to move your ships and what to research next. You can place research in a queue if you wish, or select manually as new research becomes available, which leads us to the end game. Extermination, which you can do. You can decide to destroy all races in the galaxy. If you go for an excellence victory, then it's all about expanding your society and developing your planets to the highest technological levels by the end of the game at 500 turns. A diplomatic victory is won when you're elected as the leader of the Galactic Council. Other nations can be bribed to vote for you, which means you can either develop a strong economy or expand rapidly to assist in the number of votes you receive in the first place. Master of Orion is a game that isn't going to be over in 20 minutes. I've spent 17 hours on this game so far, and it took me 10 hours on my first playthrough to secure a diplomatic victory as the human race. While the game may seem repetitive in places, it still compels you to continue playing, with a play session potentially lasting multiple hours. The early access build of this game is definitely promising and a welcome departure for wargaming. If you buy in now, you will receive the original games as well, but I will warn you that if you want to play those, you will have to read the manual, as the games of this era had instructions of biblical levels. So that about wraps up this preview of Master of Orion. If you would like to see a complete playthrough, I can do that. Just leave the comments down below. In the meantime, take care and enjoy your gaming. This is T-Bone logging off.